What's good, YouTube? It's your man Rage King, aka first name Rage, last name is him. Back with another one. Yes, another upload to the channel. And before we get started, I ask if y'all please go down there and hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button, and hit that bell for notifications if you're new. Welcome to Rema Rage TV. This is how we do Rage and Rebels. Crown up. And if you're new to the crew, welcome to the Rage and Rebel Revolution. Now let's vibe, and y'all, I feel like I gotta address this because I'm getting sick of seeing all this bullshit being spread around the gaming community, man. And to be honest, it needs to stop. It needs to stop because I'm getting sick and tired of every time you look online, every time you look in the comment section, every time, people hear something they don't want to hear, they want to get all kind of offended. They want to get pussy hurt. They want to, sit there and try to defend the same companies that don't give a flying fuck about me nor them. And to be honest, I just think it needs to stop. It needs to stop, and it needs to stop for several reasons. And what I'm talking about is, and we're referring to in this video is for the people and the content creators that want to come out and say stupid shit like, well, if you don't like something about a game, maybe you just shouldn't play it. If you don't like this about the game, maybe you shouldn't play it. Why are you being so negative about the game? Why are you doing it? Why are you still playing if you're still negative about the game? For several reasons, this shit needs to stop. And to be honest, the whole topic of conversation of, oh, if you don't like the game, then you shouldn't play it. If you don't like that is completely disingenuous. Completely disingenuous. And to be honest, it's completely tone deaf on top of that. Now, for starters, for the people that want to come out and say ignorant shit like that, for one, and this is probably the most basic of all the points I'm going to make in this video. For one, mind your goddamn business. For one. My opinion on something shouldn't trigger you so much to the point to where you feel like you have to defend the same companies that don't give a fuck about me nor you. All right? They're not going to pay you any money for defending them and kissing ass. They damn sure not going to sponsor you or any of that shit. To them, you are just another dollar sign. And then you want to get mad at people for addressing the fact that you are just a dollar sign to them at the end of the day. Forgive the fuck out of people like me. If we dare have a problem with a game and we think that this should be it should be addressed. It should be addressed, not just because, at least in my case, I'm not speaking for anybody else. I'm only speaking on behalf of Rage King and Rema Rage TV. It should not get to the point to where you think a motherfucker like me is just trying to, spew negativity about a game that's clearly got fucking problems with it, all right? That ain't got nothing to do with me if what I say offends you that bad. These companies don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about me. And the fact that y'all want to make it a point to kiss that much ass just to get in the good graces of a company that don't give a fuck about giving you the grace of anything other than paying them money to fuck up time after time after time is pretty fucking pathetic in my book. You want to talk about spewing negativity when a motherfucker brings a problem to your attention, now it's an issue. I am not in the business of just trying to make a game that's just going to benefit me. That's just going to benefit Rage King or Rema Rage TV. I'm not in the business of that. I am always and have always and will continue to be in the business of what's best for the customer. And y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to. But the majority of these games, especially games we grew up loving to play, franchises we grew up loving to play, like the game you see right here, the franchise, and the latest installment of the game you see right here on your goddamn screen. It should not get to the point to where I am simply just trying to make the game better for me. I am not in the business of that. I want the game better for everyone. Dare I say, I want fighting games, particularly like Mortal Kombat, to feel like actual fucking fighting games. And when it doesn't feel like that, it just feels like a damn cheese fest time after time. Yeah, I'm going to have something to say about it. I love how those same people want to sit there and say, well, just play something else, just play something else. Act like, for one, I don't have money tied into this. Two, like I don't have a channel based off of this primarily. And then on top of that, I love the dumbasses that be in my comment section in particular, talking about, well, all you spew is MK hate, when you can literally just go on my page, you can go to the shorts, and you can scroll down my goddamn videos and see I talk about more than just Mortal Kombat. How many times I have said it, and a lot of people that say that ain't been here for a long time. They just get here and think that they cool saying some shit that they don't know what the fuck they talking about. I don't know when becoming a dumbass became cool, but I'm going to tell you right now, that should have never be cool to me. Being stupid is not a flex. All right? I'm going to say that again. Being stupid and also being disingenuous is not a flex. It just makes you a dumbass. Makes you about as dumb as the bitch that gave birth to you that you call mama. Yeah, I went there. Yeah, I went there. Don't give a fuck if you get offended. Kiss my ass if you get offended. We are in the business. People like me that spew. Well, I'm going to just speak for me. I ain't going to speak for anybody else. But I am the type that is trying to make the game better for everyone. All right? And when I feel like that need is not being met, I'm going to say something about it. I love how people want to scream free speech when it comes to shit they agree with. But then when it comes to shit they don't agree with, now everybody got to be quiet. How the fuck does that make sense? I'll tell you, it don't make none at all. Hence the reason why I said being stupid and disingenuous is not a flex. That's number one. Number two, to the people that want to go out there, and the content creators in particular, this one shall remain nameless, that want to come out there and say, well, you can make a living and be a content creator, making content out of old dead games, making out of old games. I did it. Look, just because you're the exception to the rule doesn't mean the rule changes. We are in 2025. I would think, and you would think, anybody with a functioning brain would think, that if you have better technology on later gen systems, you can update all these graphics, but yet the games that are being released now have less content now than they had 25, 30 years ago. You don't see a problem with that? There would be no need to go back and revisit other games other than just simply wanting to, if the products that are given out now were actually worth a damn. And when they're lacking, you're supposed to say something about it. Not everybody can be one in a million. All right? Not everybody can just make a career out of fucking just playing older games. Not everybody can do that. Now, if you've done that, cool. Congratulations. Proud of you. Give you a pat on the back. But just because you are the exception to the rule does not mean that the rule changes. People don't always want to go back and play the older games. Especially with as expensive as these modern day games are, you goddamn right. I'm at least want to play something that feels like I have gotten my money's worth. And let's just keep it real. A lot of these games have not given people their money's worth. The only people that are satisfied with these new age games are people that just got here. They're the people that just got here, people that don't know no better. You can't sit here and tell me you've been playing games for 30 years and think that games now are better than what they were 20 and 30 years ago. Hell, if anything, that makes the point. We'll just go play older games. I've already spent $100+ on this game, $70 minimum on this new game. I want to feel like my money has gone to something that is going to create great entertainment. And it also proves my point that if you feel the need to have to go back to older games other than just wanting to, and you feel like that's the only enjoyment that you have is playing older games, doesn't that also state the fact that newer age games are just not as good as they should be? And then also, you got to think, how many people have dedicated whole channels, part of their livelihood, if not their entire livelihood, is going into these new generation games that just ain't worth a damn. You know, a wise man once told me, do not ever doubt a small group of people who come together and think alike to invoke change. If anything, that's the only thing that ever has created change in the world. A small group of people with the nuts enough to say, hey, this ain't cool, we need to change this. Just simply ignoring the bullshit does not help the case. Look at how many things were changed for the better simply because we had a few people step up and say something about it. You're not going to get better by just keeping quiet and shutting the fuck up like a good old boy. What you need to do to invoke change is to say something, open your mouth, no diddy, and express the problems that you're having. If you disagree with that, then you have completely lost the plot. That's my video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Goodbye.